If you're like me, you take public transit all the time. To go to work, to go to the store, to visit friends. I ride the bus at least twice a day, and I am constantly looking for new transit apps to help make my life easier. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Ototo. Let's start with the basics. Ototo compiles most of Nielsen's design heuristics and user interface principles for a very pleasant experience. However, there are a couple of places where it falls short. The first thing I noticed when I opened the app is that it adheres to Nielsen's rule of aesthetic and minimalism. It is extremely simple. The homepage is very plain with minimal chrome. When you start the app, the only thing there is for you to do is to select your destination. From the very beginning, the app is moving you forward. The homepage doesn't overwhelm you with options. Extra actions like the settings menu and edit are clearly labeled and differentiated from the other options, or hidden entirely by the menu. There is no irrelevant information on the homepage. The app also provides feedback, telling me when it is loading when I make a search. Ototo uses language and actions that are similar to most transit apps, meaning that it's easy for someone new to learn. The interface is consistent with what I've come to expect from travel apps. In this way, the app relies on recognition over recalls. The symbols and directions are easily identifiable and stay consistent throughout the entire app. Inside the app, it's very consistent, using the same actions, objects, and color throughout. It's easy to spot the patterns as the app guides you step by step through the route planning process. The app also uses consistent color and color hierarchy in order to quickly and easily transmit information to the user. In this case, blue always means walking, purple always means the bus, etc. The user can easily understand what the route is, how long it'll be, all in one glance. This is an inspired use of color to transmit information quickly and clearly, and is one of the best things about this app. Some of Ototo's unique features require actions that the user might be unfamiliar with, such as turning the phone sideways to get an overview of the route. A small icon reminds the user what they should do on the page. This aids in recollection while the user adapts to the new app. This is just another way that the app aids recognition over recall. Unfortunately, the app loses a bunch of marks in an area of user control and freedom. While the app keeps you moving forward, there is no easy opportunity to go back if you've made a mistake. Once you've selected the route, you can't review all of the options again. So if you've selected the wrong one, you have to restart from the very beginning. This is a big problem. It means that I have to spend a lot of time going back over the same things when I want to look at different options. There are ways to go back when you're on the settings and editing pages. However, in those cases, the app uses a downward arrow to signify that you're closing the window rather than the standard back button. This is a big deviation from what apps normally do, and I can't really see any justification for it, except that they wanted it to be different. This is one of the few places where the app falters. One might point out that there's no option for selecting a vehicle in this app. Your only choice is public transportation. But that's because the app is specifically targeted towards transit users. That's why there's such an emphasis on the overview and navigation functions. That is what walkers and transit takers are looking for from their apps. They want minute-by-minute, turn-by-turn instructions. Ototo's tagline is turning transit together. It is specifically targeted towards and marketed to people who love public transportation and who want to support good public transit. The Fill Your Tank gamification feature uses Facebook's API in order to create a community experience for its users, like a social network for transit geeks. This shows that the app knows its users. It's specifically targeting a young urban population, the kind of people who regularly take public transit and walk to get to where they need to be. This is also the same demographic that has the highest mobile penetration and use rates, so it's a pretty savvy business case. By combining minimal aesthetic and solid functionality, Ototo seeks to be the next generation of transit app. And while it certainly has some good features, the countdown widget on the navigation page is particularly inspired. I love the overview mode, but there's just little things that the app doesn't get quite right, like not having a back button. Overall, I give it 4 stars. It is not my main transit app, but it's really solid, and I think in a couple of generations or iterations, it will be fantastic.